Yeah. What's up, y'all? It's the Resistance. Yeah, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Appreciate all y'all in here. OG Perfect Sense, what's going on? Michael Ray Russell. Old Broad, how you doing? Kendall Moss, Lake Speed. Shout outs to Mrs. Lake Speed. Sinatra Beard. Karen Cantanella. Megan E.T., what's going on? Pamela Morrison, I appreciate all of y'all. We about to get this thing started, man. Listen, man, I said that I wasn't going to cover this trial. I told myself, I said, I'm not going to cover it for, a lot of reasons. Everybody is covering it. It's on everybody's platform. So I felt as though I'd just be one more person that, people would be seeing this trial on my platform where they can see it anywhere else. So I said, I'm not going to cover it. But, there was some compelling testimony today. And, nobody said that this person who gave the testimony was a star witness, but I'm calling him a star witness, which means, Mr. Chauvin, this is your ass. Shout out to Lake Speed. Appreciate you, bro. If y'all want to, be a member, all y'all got to do is hit that button. And pretty much, y'all can become a member by hitting that join button.
Hit the likes. Everybody about to get killed out here. Like it for everybody.
That's right. Like it for everybody. Make sure y'all hit them likes, man. Hey, Charles McMillan, that's the man's name. He's the old head that was on the scene when he killed. Let me say, when Derek Chauvin killed George Floyd, he was on the scene. I know this old head. That's Mr. Juju from 52nd and Chester Avenue in Philly. That's Double D from Florence to Normandy in LA. Yo, that is Mr. Jimmy from 125th and NY. I know this dude. His testimony is credible. The man said, they asked him, they said, what was you doing there? Why was you stretching your neck and your eyeball so hard to see what's going on? And ladies and gentlemen, before I say what he said, I'm just going to say one more time, this man's testimony is credible. He said, I'm a newsy motherfucker. That's what I do. And thank the Lord that he got on the stand today, ladies and gentlemen, because he told it, and he told it the fuck all, and it was all real. Let's get the fuck into it.
Most stressful, traumatic experiences that any of these witnesses thus far have ever experienced in their life, watching a man die in front of them when all of them ultimately had no control to stop it, and when all of them having audibly expressed just the guilt and trauma that they have experienced from it. So, I think moving forward, we should watch how this is played out.
And there we go, right there. The man, Charles McMillan, raising his right hand, about to give up the juice. This is what this dude about to do, man.
All right, Kenneth Martin, Minneapolis, outside the courthouse, criminal defense and civil rights attorney Philip Hamilton. Thank you to you both. It looks like the prosecution has called a new witness. Let's listen.
First of all, if you feel comfortable, we'd appreciate it if you could remove your mask, because it'll be easier to hear you. I'll keep my mask on so that we have mask protection. And we're going to test out the microphone and how it works with you. So if you could state your full name, spelling.
Oh, yeah, cool as shit with the white frames on. Check him out.
Each of your names. First name, Charles McMillan, C-H-A-R-L-E-S. Last name, McMillan, K-M-C-M-I-L-L-I-A-N. Thank you. It's all good.
Thank you, Lake Speed. Appreciate you.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing today?
Okay.
Thank you for being here. I'm going to start with some questions about your background, and then we'll move on from there, all right?
Yes, ma'am.
So could you tell the jury how old you are?
61 years old.
How far did you go in school?
Third grade.
And
61 years old. The furthest he went in school, he just said it's the third grade.
what city do you live in? And you're in Hennepin County. Are you in Minneapolis? I would ask you some questions about Memorial Day, May 25th of last year. Do you live in an area close to Cut Foods?
Yes, I do.
And that evening on May 25th, were you driving by that area?
Yes, I was.
And what kind of car do you drive?
I drive a 2006 Dodge Caravan Blue.
Okay, is that a van?
Yes, ma'am.
So, when you were in the area of 38th in Chicago, did something draw your attention?
Yes, it did.
What was that? What did you see?
I was at the red light going south, and at the time I was going to go east on the 38. That was to my left, and when I got there to make a...
Shout outs to this old head for driving by, stretching his neck, looking, and turning the fuck back around to peep what was going on the scene. Shout out to him, Charles McMillan, ladies and gentlemen.
That turn, I see I had action with a car with a man with a police officer.
So I'm going to show you a map. If we can put up exhibit 1, please. All right, so you were talking about where you were. Using this map that's up on the screen.
Shout out to Michael Ray Russell.
You can actually use your, there's a little pen there, a stylus pen. You can use that to sort of show the jury on the screen where you were and where you were headed.
So as y'all can see, they got a little illustration up of 38th in Chicago. Shout out to everybody in that area. But once again, my condolences to the George Floyd family for suffering through these times since last year, where they executed that man right here. Right here. This is the car that was parked. Chauvin was right there by that back tire with his neck on with his knee on his neck, and he wouldn't let up. So this is Cut Foods. This is where the first $20 bill was received by the young man in the store. He was 19. He was 18 years old at the time. He also testified as well today. I was going to highlight him, but when Charles McMillan, when this old head got on, I said, "Oh, star witness, that's your ass, Mr. Chauvin. You're done, Mr. Chauvin. I don't give a fuck." This man right here, he gave up the goods. But anyway, let me keep going. I want to hold this up because this is going to be a while. This is the little illustration of the area, and there are multiple angles of camera footage all on this motherfucking murderer right here, who we speaking about. This bitch boy, David Chauvin. He's a bitch. He's a fucking murderer. I don't like the motherfucker, and I'm pretty sure he's going down.
I didn't start at there by saying that I keep policy what you want. I got to go to 38 in Chicago. To make a left to go east to a 47-hour walk. So I'm right on the corner of 38 in Chicago.
So you were headed east on 38th Street, is that right?
Yes, we'd be right here.
Okay, perfect. And you just made a mark at that intersection there where in the direction you were headed, which was eastbound, is that right?
Yes.
All right.
Shout out to We the People. Exactly.
Headed down 38th, you said you saw an interaction with somebody and some police officers. What did you see at that point?
Well, when I made the left, I see a blue. There was a Mercedes-Benz truck on the right side with a police officer standing at the door. So I automatically made a right turn and pulled over.
And what made you decide to stop and pull over?
Oh, wait a minute. This is the statement that this man made is so fucking compelling, okay? It's so fucking important because it was so honest, so truthful, so genuine, all right? 61 years old, okay? This is my elder right here, all right? They asked him, lady just asked him, what made you turn around and find out what was going on? Dig this.
Being nosy, just being nosy in the neighborhood. I'm a nosy person.
God damn it. He said being nosy. And you know what? They always talking about see something, say something. And guess what? Old head seen something and he said something. The only difference, it was turned against them. Them blue line motherfuckers, okay? Blue line motherfuckers.
And what made you decide to stop and pull over?
Being nosy, just being nosy in the neighborhood. I'm a nosy person.
Did you want to know what was going on?
Shout out to OG Perfect Sense. All right.
Approached that area and you said an officer standing next to a blue Mercedes truck
With the door
with the door open. Did you see what the officer was doing at that point?
No, not at the time.
Okay. So you said you decided you wanted to pull over, see what was going on.
Shout out Mr. Bloody Wolf Guy. What up, bro?
A little bit in the park.
Immediate pause.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to take that back one more time because, I want to highlight that statement one more time because it was the most genuine statement that was given. She asked him, what made you turn around to see what was going on? And he gave the most honest answer.
Well, I hate you. Thank you. It's all right.
Thanks, Ryan. Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
How are you doing today?
Okay.
You're back. Jury, how old you are? Memorial Day, May 20th.
Yes, I was.
And what kind of car do you drive?
I drive a 2006 Dodge Caravan Blue.
Is that a van?
Yes, ma'am.
So, when you were in the area of 38th in Chicago, did something draw your attention?
Also known as George Floyd Square, 38th in Chicago. Also known as George Floyd Square.
What was that? What did you see?
I was at the red light going south, and at the time I was going to go east on the 38. That was to my left, and when I got there to make a left turn, I had action with a car with a man with a police officer.
So I'm going to show you a map. We can put up exhibit 1, please.
Shout out to T. Chandler.
Okay, so you were talking about where you were. Using this map that's up on the screen, could you just describe, you can actually use your, there's a little pen there, stylus pen, you can use that to sort of show the jury on the screen where you were and where you were headed.
Paul Jackson. What up, bro?
I didn't start with verify saying that I can't policy what's going on.
Okay.
I got to go to 38 in Chicago.
All right.
To make a left to go east to a 47 hour walk. So I'm right on the corner of 38 Chicago.
So you were headed east on 38th Street, is that right?
Yes, we'd be right here.
Okay, perfect. And you just made a mark at that intersection there where the direction you were headed, which was eastbound, is that right?
Yes.
All right. And when you were headed down 38th, you said you saw an interaction with somebody and some police officers. What did you see at that point?
Well, when I made the left, I seen a blue. There was a Mercedes-Benz truck on the right side with a police officer standing at the door. So I automatically made a right turn and pulled over.
And what made you decide to stop and pull over?
Being nosy, just being nosy in the neighborhood. I'm a nosy person.
Did you want to know what was going on?
Yeah, what's going on?
So when you first approached that area, you said an officer standing next to a blue Mercedes truck
With the door.
with the door open. Did you see what the officer was doing at that point?
No, not at the time.
Okay. So you said you decided you wanted to pull over, see what was going on.
Get out. Yeah.
All right. So did you drive up the street a little bit and then park?
Immediate park, got out.
Hollywood Jones.
Okay. So when you got out, what did you do?
I walked across the street. I went to the other side of the street.
All right. And would that be the cut food side of the street?
Yes.
Okay. So what did you do on the other side of the street?
I engaged in what was going on by watching.
Okay. So what did you see from the cut food side of the street?
Basically, the officer, was asking Mr. Florida to get out the truck. And shortly after they got Mr. Florida out the truck and they walked over to the sidewalk where they allowed, just walked over to the sidewalk behind Mr. Florida's truck.
Okay, so I'm going to stop you right there. We'll just break it down a little bit.
Yes, ma'am.
You said you saw the officers getting Mr. Floyd out of the truck. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And you said Mr. Floyd. Did you know who he was at the time?
No, ma'am.
Did you later learn that that name was George Floyd?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you saw how many officers at that time did you see interacting with Mr. Floyd?
I want to say one at the time, then another one walked over there.
Okay. So tell the jury about that. What did you see the first officer do, and then what happened next? So start from that point.
Well, when I got on my truck, started watching that basically seen officer asking Mr. Floyd to get out. And from that point on, I don't want to say the other officer walked up to the truck where the other officer was. The other officer on the other side, so he walked up to where the officer tried to get Mr. Floyd the truck. I said, I heard a couple words, I don't know what it was, and they finally got Mr. Floyd out the truck, handcuffed and walked him down.
Okay, so I'm going to stop you right there. So first you saw one officer interacting on the driver's side of the car
Yes.
with Mr. Floyd. Is that?
All right, y'all. So y'all see, Old Head is giving it up. He's telling it like it is. Shout out to T. Chandler for leaving that comment because you're exactly right. It's not cutting no corners. There's no listen. The man gave it up so fucking crazy, right? The defense ain't even want to fucking touch it. They didn't even want to fuck with him. Okay? He shined like a fucking diamond in that fucking courtroom. Shout outs to Charles McMillan, okay?
All right.
Yes, ma'am.
And then you said there was another officer who was on the passenger side initially of that blue Mercedes truck. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And then I think you described that eventually that officer on the passenger side came over to assist on the driver's side. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you said that those officers got Mr. Floyd handcuffed. Did you see that happen?
No, I didn't. No.
Shout outs to Mike D.
No.
So what did you see while you were standing on the Coupling side of the street happen at right next to that SUV?
Well, after that, I seen, because I was looking away, but then when I turned back and looked, I did see Mr. Floyd handcuffed. Then they started walking down the sidewalk.
So you didn't see the very moment he was handcuffed, but you did see that he ended up in handcuffs.
Yes, ma'am.
And were you looking around you, but not?
Pay attention, y'all. He's giving it up play by play. It's a long drag, but you got to pay attention to what he's saying because he's giving it up play by play. He was there the whole time. Guess what? He was there at the end. He was there when the ambulance came and took George Floyd off. He was there after George Floyd left and had words with Derek Chauvin at the end. All right. So that's the juice right there, and that's going to be a little at the end of this live stream, but that comes up as well.
Focused the entire time on, what the exact moment was that he was handcuffed.
No.
Okay. So you said that he was handcuffed, and then you said that they walked him across the street. So can you describe or show on the map what you saw happen next? All right, so you can just put on either a line or a mark where you saw them going. You heard it? Is that possible?
It's on the right hand side. I can't see what I
let's.
Oh, let me stop that right there. Shout out to We the People. Let me just put my opinion in here real quick. I don't give a fuck what he was high off of. I'm not coming at We the People. I'm just coming at because this issue has been fucking raised for the past 10 months or whatever about the fentanyl or whatever. Listen, it was no fucking reason for bitch ass Chauvin to apply his motherfucking knee on that man's neck. Okay? The man, you could tell the man was terrified. Yes, he was resisting. They got him to the ground. He handcuffed. Boom. What the fuck more are you trying to do? Now, we gonna get into later how the motherfucker had his hand in his fucking pocket, okay? He had his hand in his pocket, the same pocket of the leg that the knee was applied to the motherfucking neck, okay? All right? We're going to say, yeah, the lady said yesterday he looked comfortable. Hey, good testimony from her. No, in my opinion, what I seen that he was applying more pressure with, okay, so y'all check that motherfucking leg out, right? Check the leg out. Thank you for the cash drop. I don't know who did it, but check the leg out. Check out the foot first, okay? The fucking toe is clutched, bent and clutched. He got his hand in his motherfucking pocket, and he got the knee. I wish y'all could see me right now because I'm leaned the fuck down and doing the shit as I'm explaining to you. He got the knee on the fucking neck, and he had the eyes of the motherfucking devil, okay?
It was a small hurt on the right hand side behind the truck.
Okay.
That's what I'm looking for, and I can't see it.
All right.
Shout out to Christopher Jones. I got that cash drop, bro. Appreciate you.
Okay. So was that where the officers that you saw walked with Mr. Floyd at that point?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And you said he was in handcuffs. Was Mr. Floyd walking across the street?
Yes, he was walking up the sidewalk with him.
And then what happened?
He said somebody couldn't. He said something. It can't go right what he said, but what he said, they let him shut down.
Okay. And were you watching that part of the interaction where he was sitting down?
Yes, ma'am.
And where were you? Were you still on the
I was here on the curb. I was here on the curb poolside.
Okay. And I'm going to try not to talk over you, but we could just wait for the question and then you can answer, and I'll try not to.
Yes, ma'am. I did not know.
Okay. Just so we got someone taking it all on. All right. So you.
All right, so I'm not going to be doing too much commentating because the shit is making me the fuck mad. I'm mad as a motherfucker, all right? Charles McMillan giving it the fuck up and giving it the fuck up straight, all right? This is bullshit. I don't give a fuck about no fentanyl. I don't give a fuck about no fentanyl, okay? If that man was going down, listen, hear this out. I've heard of motherfuckers who got ran up on by police while high and had heart attacks and shit. But it never happened while they was high. And no, I'm not saying George Floyd was high. I'm just mentioning it because they keep bringing this shit the fuck up during the case. Fentanyl was in the system. All right, boom. That's what they said. All I'm saying is you telling me that there was no reason to apply the motherfucking knee to the neck at all. They had him cuffed. They had him on the ground. Their killer fucking Chauvin said, okay, get him out the car, put him on the ground. Boom, that was cool right there. Then he just, you know what? I'm gonna keep it real. I already heard that they was fucking, they was working with each other at some fucking club. Okay, they had some kind of words, and I'm gonna keep it real. I don't give a fuck Derek Chauvin. Okay, fuck the state. I don't give a fuck about the state of Minneapolis neither, Minnesota neither, or the city of Minneapolis. We already know this whole fucking country, they railroad us. You know, so fuck the states, fuck Derek Chauvin, fuck the Minneapolis Police Department. Let's get that out the way. All right, they killed that motherfucker. They killed that man. Okay, and they know it, and they want to have this grand fucking production going on, and they want to add all types of bullshit. That motherfucking lawyer's a piece of shit too in the defense. He's a piece of fucking shit. He led and he led his ass to a goddamn fire on the fucking ground and got mad and had the fucking judge had to blow his fucking top yesterday.
On the cut food side, you see them sitting down on the dragon walk. Could you hear what was going on in terms of the whole conversation?
No, ma'am.
Okay, but you were watching what was going on. Is that right? Okay. Did they move again after that?
Yes, ma'am. They haven't got up off the sidewalk.
Okay, and then after he got up off the sidewalk, where did they go?
They went north cross street at the red light, which would be going north to the red light.
So did they head toward Cut Foods at that point?
Yes. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. And where were you? Did you stay where you were or did you follow?
I did. I just went down the sidewalk almost to the front end of the Cut Food.
Okay.
Up to the side.
And I'm gonna put can you take this off? Thank you. Did we show you some pictures and videos from that day prior to your testimony in court today? Did you see some videos and pictures on a previous date when we met before?
Yeah, I did.
All right. I'm going to put up, just for you but not for the jury, what we've marked as Exhibit 38 for you. All right. Do you see that in front of you?
Yes, ma'am.
And do you recognize yourself in that picture?
Yes, I do.
And is that what you look like on May 25th and what you were wearing? All right. We would offer Exhibit 38.
I believe it's received.
All right. And we will publish that to the jury. All right. So it looks like you're walking down the sidewalk. And so it looks like you're walking down the sidewalk. You're talking about getting closer. Did you get closer at that point?
Yes, I'm getting close.
Okay.
So he around the corner. I believe this is 38th Street that he's on, and he's coming up the street to make the right to see what the fuck is going on.
We can take that down. So after you see the officers walk Mr. Floyd toward the Cut Foods, and you're getting closer, what do you see then?
I see them come to the intersection with Mr. Floyd, and I was just standing and observing like I was doing. And when they came to the intersection, they went on to the car with him.
And when you say the car, what car are you referring to?
Squad car.
Okay. So they were taking Mr. Floyd to the squad car at that point? Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And was he still handcuffed at that point?
Yes, ma'am.
And was Mr. Floyd walking with those officers?
Yes, ma'am.
And was it just those two officers at that point?
Yes.
Did you know either of those two officers?
No.
Okay. And then did you continue to observe after they got to that squad car?
Yes, I did.
And what did you see then?
Just standing and observing, get him into the car, and as they get him in the car, I'm just paying attention like I was always was.
And was Mr. Floyd saying anything at that point in time?
Yes, he was.
And were you engaging in a conversation with Mr. Floyd as well?
Yes, I was.
So tell the jury just a little bit about what was going on in that moment.
At the time I was engaged with Mr. Floyd, that the officer was, trying to get him in the car and everything, talking to him, and I was telling Mr. Floyd, just fly with him, get on in the car because you can't win. Something of that nature.
Now, let me stop this right here, because, I got to be honest, and I always got to speak my piece. So that part made me cringe, and it always does make me cringe. And you know what? It's going to continue to make me cringe when old heads like that say things like that when it comes to authority, but I got to respect it and I understand it because their approach to authority is way motherfucking different than the resistance approach to authority in the generation of the day. Okay? So I understand the differences and how he approaches or how he perceives things when it comes to law enforcement. Okay? I mean, let's just be honest. That was a scared breed because they seen more fucking tyranny and corruption than we've ever seen. All right? We now it's just up close and personal because we got so many fucking things to see it on. Okay? But see, back then, they was hanging motherfuckers from their legs and slitting their throats. And it was common to walk through the woods to see 3 or 4 niggas hanging. Yeah, and I say that word because that's what was going on at the time when they was doing it. That was the talk of the day. It still is. But yeah, that's what the situation is. And it made me, kind of like, but I had to keep it real. Always like that. I got aunts and uncles and, people from the neighborhood that told people all the time, hey, come on, just listen to what they saying, They don't want to see a motherfucker get killed. But see, what they don't want to understand is they don't want to keep killing us any motherfucking way.
And before, as you were watching Mr. Floyd walk up to the squad car, and he was seated down, and then he was walked across the street, any of those moments in time, did you see Mr. Floyd fighting or being violent with the officers from the moment he was taken out of the car until he was sat down and then walked across the street?
No.
Okay. And then you're describing what was going on, and he was handcuffed, you described that whole time, is that right?
Yeah.
And then you're talking about them trying to get him into the car. Did we previously show you a video that showed your position and what you were watching, as well as what one of the officers' body cameras showed was going on at that moment? Did you see video of that on a previous date?
Shout outs to the prosecution for the great question, and I mean she got it in.
And did that show accurately and fairly what you saw, as well as what you've heard and what was going on with respect to Mr. Floyd at the squad car? Did that show what was happening to you? Okay. And just so I'm clearly describing it to you, I know you saw a number of videos. There was one that had a view from one of the officers' body cameras combined with the surveillance camera that was showing where you were standing. And that's what we've marked as Exhibit 39. And you said that video showed what you were doing and what you saw and heard. Is that right?
Yeah.
All right, I'd offer Exhibit 39.
39 is received.
And we will publish that now. And it's actually you walking by. Let me just pop it for 1 moment. Before we play, the top screen, does that show where you're standing next to the squad car?
Yes.
And can you just point yourself out on that top screen? And then the other video that's embedded within what's shown here, that shows the officer, Mr. Floyd, at the car. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. We will clear that, and then we will continue to play.
All right, so we about to get into when they're trying to get him into the car. He's telling them, man, he's resistant. According to the police, he's resisting arrest. According to their policy and how they do things, he is resisting arrest. Big Will, shout outs to you, bro. What's going on? Sheila Rames, glad you made it. Listen, resisting arrest. I mean, call an ace of ace, spade a spade. We're not going to be playing no games. He resisted arrest, but at the same time, you can see he's paranoid, he's scared, and he's not putting up a fight. All right? He's not putting up a fight. So resisting arrest can only go but so far. So they couldn't get him in the car. Then they slammed him to the ground. He's handcuffed. But this is the video that goes to show, how he's claiming that, listen, I'm claustrophobic. Please don't get me in a car, which, I have to consider resisting arrest. I have to. But it definitely wasn't a motive for them to kill him. Anyway, the man's paranoid. The man's telling he can't, he's claustrophobic. And then they throw him to the ground. And then he goes into saying that he can't breathe and, his stomach is hurting and stuff like that. And this is what this man, this 61-year-old Charles McMillan, had to endure. Okay? These motherfuckers ain't subscribed to this shit. Okay? They wasn't, hey, let's see who Officer Chauvin is going to kill today. So this is fucking credible testimony and real heartbreaking fucking shit.
Man, I'm scared as fuck, man. Man,
We're in 1807. Now, just to sort of summarize what's happened thus far, are you having a conversation with Mr. Floyd at that point?
Yes, ma'am.
And what's going on in that conversation?
It's one conversation that I'm watching, Mr. Floyd tell me he got over the backseat of the police car. And I'm trying to get him to understand that when you make a mistake, once they get you a car, it's no such thing as being claustrophobic. You're going to go with them. And I was trying to get him to go.
Okay, and you were saying, is it your voice?
Let me take that back, what he said. This is his reasoning, and very good reasoning. Very good reasoning. There was the young guy who testified earlier today. I believe he made a statement of his experience with law enforcement, and the judge wouldn't accept it. He said, just, say, no, actually, I'm sorry. It wasn't the young guy who worked in the store. It was another passerby who pulled up behind George Floyd and the occupants who were in the car at the time. And there was a question that was asked. I can't remember exactly what was said, but he wanted to go into his experience with law enforcement. And judge stopped him right there. But this testimony was allowed. And he went into saying why he told George Floyd to get into the car because of his experience back in the day of what would happen when you don't comply. Let's hear that again.
He got over the backseat of the police car. And I'm trying to get him to understand that when you make a mistake, once they get you a car, it's no such thing as being claustrophobic. You're going to go with them. And I was trying to get him to go.
Okay, and you were saying, is it your voice saying things like you can't win?
Yes, ma'am.
And why were you saying that?
Because I have had an interaction with Officer myself, and I understand once you get in the car, you can't win. You won.
You can't win. You're done. And nobody objected to it. Listen, defense, they not fucking with him, okay? They can't fuck with it. He's a diamond. He's shining in that fucking courtroom, and they don't have the tools to cut him. Okay? That's your ass, Mr. Chauvin.
So were you trying to just help him to
Make the situation easy.
got it. So you were trying to make the situation easier. And there were some comments about, I'm claustrophobic, and then I believe there was a response. Were you having a conversation with Mr. Floyd at that point in time?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you feel like he was hearing you and understanding what you were saying?
Yes, ma'am.
And like you said, you were just trying to make it easier and help. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. At some point, again, we have to stop at 1807. Did some other officers arrive?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you know any of the other officers who arrived?
Yes, ma'am.
And who did you know?
Mr. Chauvin, idea.
And if you could point to him on the screen you're pointing there. So you've made a mark with the arrow pointing to Mr. Chauvin. How did you know Mr. Chauvin?
5 days prior to this happening, I pulled up on the squad car. Someone shot me after, and I see me with the Chauvin, and I told him, like I tell all, at the end of the day, you go home and your family safe, and that the next person go home and their family safe.
First motherfucker, first witness in this case who already had contact with Derek Chauvin 5 days prior, okay? He said that he seen him 5 days prior and told him, as a private citizen, you make sure you go home at the end of the day, and you make sure everybody else in this community go home at the end of the day. Solid motherfucker right here.
Prior to this happening, I pulled up on the squad car. Someone shot me after, and I see me with the Chauvin, and I told him, like I tell all, at the end of the day, you go home and your family safe, and that the next person go home and their family safe.
So you had just met him in the community a few days prior, is that right?
I had seen him in the community prior to them, but they, the day I pulled up on him, I gave him the reputation what I said.
Okay, so you had seen him 5 days or so prior, had a conversation with him, but you had known him in the community before that as well, is that right?
I didn't the community.
So you recognized him as an officer in the community?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Apologies, I'll try to slow down. You try to slow down, we'll take a breath.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and I'm gonna try not to talk over you. Do my best. All right. Okay. So I'm gonna let the video play, and then we can pause it for some follow-ups. Go ahead. Thank you.
Hey, I'm not trying to win. I'm not trying to win. I'm just proud of anything. I get in the car.
Listen to George. Listen to George. He said, I'm not trying to win. He said, I get on the ground or anything. Okay? They can't get him in the car. They can't get him in the car. Okay. It's like getting him, slamming him to the ground. Hey, is the next best option. I'm sorry. It's better than killing a motherfucker. It's the next best, it's the next best option. All right? So you listen to George talk.
You know it. You know it. Don't do me like that. Okay, I told you, please. Yes, you can't always call around. I am claustrophobic. I'm not claustrophobic with me. Yeah, I'm claustrophobic, man. Leave in the car to the front. Please, and I couldn't. I'm claustrophobic, so I'm in the car. Okay, man. Okay. I'm not bad. I'm in the car. I'm not letting go. Please, take it out.
Now, if I was an officer of the goddamn law, I already got this man cuffed. Listen to this motherfucker, man. Listen to him. He's pleading. You can tell the motherfucker is scared. He hyperventilating every fucking thing. Shout out to Jeesley Crow Blackbird. What up, bro? This motherfucker's breathing all hard and every fucking thing. He's scared. How does that escalate to killing a motherfucker?
I'm not supposed to be with me. Yeah, because supposed to be in the car to the front. Please, and I couldn't. I'm not supposed to be talking in the car. Okay, man. Okay. I'm not bad. I'm in the car. I'm not letting go. Please, take it out. Please, man. Please. Oh, no, take the second. I can't jump. I can't breathe. Please.
Look at this motherfucker right here. This bitch. Look at him standing right there. You can tell he like, wait a minute, this shit ain't cool. But he's so much of a bitch. Shout out to Say the Humans. What up, bro? Glad you made it over. He is so much of a bitch. I'm gonna tell you right now, if I was one of those fucking officers, I would have went to each one of them besides Derek Chauvin, and I would have told him, back up. I'm getting him the fuck off of him. And y'all make sure y'all restrain him if he try to get the fuck up. But hey, if it would have been my fucking job, it would have been my fucking job after that. But I'm not standing there watching this motherfucker kill him. Nope, it ain't going down. Epiphany Grace, what up? Listen to this motherfucker. And when I say motherfucker, I mean it very endearingly, okay? I love this motherfucker for what happened. Well, look what happened, man. Look what's going on. This is a fucking martyr. George Floyd, he don't even fucking know. He ain't know. You know his life was meant for this. So when I say motherfucker, I mean it very lovingly and endearingly. Listen to this motherfucker as he's trying to not put him in the car. How does that make a motherfucker want to kill you? I would have been a little scared for the motherfucker because he was acting so fucking crazy. I would have been like, oh, goddamn, this motherfucker ain't like you about to die. Yo, let's get this motherfucker on the ground and call the ambulance. If all four of us got to sit on this motherfucker, let's sit on him. But goddamn, man. Charles is still in range. I just fucking said that. I don't know if you was in. Like I said, they had fucking words at the fucking nightclub. Shout out to all 45 of y'all in here too. By the way, please hit the likes because this is all real shit being spoken. It's a review of the Star fucking Witness. Okay? Charles McMillan. Anyway, this motherfucker used to work. He worked with him at a fucking nightclub. They had fucking words. Man, if you look in this motherfucker's eyes, you can tell he wanted to fucking kill him. It can't be proven. No, it cannot be fucking proven. Okay? Just add up the fucking math. He had fucking words, and that motherfucking Chauvin wanted to kill him since. And he couldn't wait. And Chauvin probably knew about it. He probably was collecting info. He came on the scene to kill. No, I'm gonna back that up. I don't think he came on. Let me retract that statement real quick. I don't think he came on the scene to kill. I think what he did was he came on the scene, tried to get him in the car. When he noticed who he was and he wouldn't get in the fucking car, that's when he said, "Oh, I'm gonna kill this motherfucker." And it enticed him when the motherfucker kept telling him he couldn't breathe. Did you see him position the knee in the fucking neck even more? He did a shift. The motherfucking MMA fighter said he was shimmying, but I would say it was more of a shift because when he kept hearing him say, "I can't breathe," he said, "Oh, I got this motherfucker." That's what he said. Fuck out of here, Combo 33. You can talk that shit somewhere else. Don't even waste your time. Leave the people. Eat the fuck out of here. This motherfucker's begging and pleading. Meanwhile, Derek Chauvin's dick's getting hard. Got him on the ground. Now, you got him on the ground. He ain't got no fucking weapon on him. You got him handcuffed. I would have left the motherfucker there. We would have just stood right there. And every time he tried to move, I'll put my motherfucking boot right on his back. Boom, get the fuck down. Is the ambulance coming? Let's get this motherfucker out of here. Nah, not these motherfuckers. They want to follow by the motherfucking murderer because he was the head motherfucker in charge.
didn't grab that. Jesus.
I'm getting you out of here, GTA fighter. You can talk that shit somewhere else too. Oh. You mean to tell me, as he's begging and pleading, and he can't breathe, and saying, Mama, these motherfuckers got a little nervous and said, hey, ain't there. Whatever the fuck they call him. You think you want to, release on that pressure off his motherfucking neck? Because that's what I would have said to him. All right? And I would have got fired. Y'all know I would have got fucking fired. So they probably would even charge me. What? Check out Mr. McMillan. This is the most compelling part of his testimony, which wasn't even a word being spoken. It was his emotions being fucking shown. You got a double screen, ladies and gentlemen. You got Mr. Charles McMillan on the right side watching them kill George Floyd. Live. Then you got him on the left screen watching himself watch them kill George Floyd last year. Mr. Chauvin, this is your motherfucking ass. Once again, begging and pleading. George Floyd on the ground, begging and pleading. This is not the angle of him where you see him actually putting the fucking knee on his neck. I will be showing that. I don't know, depending on how much time I got left tonight. This is basically, I think this is his camera. This is either his camera there, Chauvin's camera, or the officer next to him. I believe it's the officer next to him, which may be fucking J. Alexander King. That bitch motherfucker. Anyway, he's all them motherfuckers need to burn. Let them bitches burn, okay? For the shit that they allow happening. Fuck, this shit got me mad as a motherfucker.
Take a minute.
See what we go through? Do you see what the fuck we go through? He didn't subscribe to this shit.
I'm not sure if there's water as well. If you need a break to get some water, let me know. Break. Yeah, I approach your honor. You're okay. I know that this is difficult. Can you just explain sort of what you're feeling in this moment?
I can fucking know what happens. I don't have a moment.
Look at Chauvin. Look at this motherfucker. Oh my fucking God, man. Look at this motherfucker sitting here like he's dignified. He's sitting here. He's been sitting here for the past fucking 2 weeks, jotting on this. Somebody snatch that fucking yellow pad out of his fucking hands. You don't get no yellow pad. You killed this motherfucker. You don't deserve shit, for real. But since we gonna go through the fucking process, y'all got this motherfucker sitting up here like he's dignified and he ain't supposed to be the fuck up there.
Let's take a break.
Let's take a little break. Yes.
So they had to fucking take a break. This shit was so fucking deep. They had to fucking take a motherfucking break. You know what? Fuck it. I'm gonna take a motherfucking break.
Hit the lights. Everybody about to get killed out here. Like it for everybody.
Man. So they gonna come back and we're gonna see more of this shit with Charles McMillan, ladies and gentlemen. All right, the fucking testimony was damning, okay? Mr. Chauvin, that's your ass. You're fucked. This situation was so ironic. You know, he got so many motherfuckers that's testifying against him. He has a MMA fighter. He got a firefighter, a female firefighter. Okay, he got a motherfucker that pulled up behind George Floyd. That seen when the cops was, trying to get him. We got another Caucasian lady out there. We got Charles McMillan. We got multiple walks of fucking life that's about to send his ass down. All right? And he deserved to sit down. He deserved to be sent down, and he deserves to sit down. That's how I feel about it. That's how I fucking feel about it. It's the resistance, man. I appreciate all y'all in here. This is what I'm going to do. We're going to continue on to the second half of Charles McMillan's testimony. All right? Appreciate all y'all in the chat. Make sure y'all hit the likes. And if y'all want to become a member, let's make sure y'all hit that join button.
It's a very psychological thing that's happening here.
Let's get on to the second half of the testimony. Charles McMillan, ladies and gentlemen.
Questions about that, and then we can move on from there, okay? All right. So we have it stopped at 8:20:51. What did you see at the beginning of this clip in terms of the officers putting Mr. Floyd in the car? Can you just describe what you saw from your perspective?
Well, what I'm standing looking at now is where they are with Mr. Floyd on the back side of the car with the trunk of Mr. Banks and other officers trying to get some scrap, what you call hog tie. So that's what I'm engaging in right now. But
So in this image right now where it's frozen at 8:20:51, can you just point out where you are? And you said you're talking about the other officer. I think you used the word hog tie. Can you just describe what you meant by that?
I guess he was looking for some scrap where they tie you up.
Okay. So where we have this video stopped, you were watching. Yes. Sorry. Is that better? Okay. make sure you can hear me and I can hear you. I have trouble hearing with all the plexiglass and masks, so I apologize. So could you describe what you're seeing at that point?
I'm seeing Mr. Floyd on the ground.
And is anyone else on the ground?
Will you repeat that again, please?
Yeah, is anyone with him on the ground?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so what do you see in terms of the other officers?
I see 2 officers on the back of him, and I see the officer in the front with him. And I see Mr. Child. That's who in the Chauvin car.
Okay, and you're, I think you said Mr. Chow or Mr. Bank. Did you know the other officer who was at the back of the car? Did you know who he was, that officer at the back?
No, ma'am, I don't know what.
Did you, and you don't know his name today, do you?
Child, whatever his body was, no name.
Okay, but another officer that you weren't familiar with at that time?
No,
Okay, and what about Officer Chauvin? You said you knew him, is that right?
I didn't know his name at the time, but I knew of him by in the squad car. And what I said somebody, but I didn't know who he was.
So you later realized that you knew.
His name, yes, ma'am.
Okay, all right. So I'm gonna back you up a little bit. Before these officers were on the ground with Mr. Floyd and there's an officer back, at the beginning of this clip, they were getting him into the car. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. At that time, you were having a conversation with Mr. Floyd. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And then were you continuing to have a conversation with Mr. Floyd throughout this process?
I can't recall what time right now.
Okay. But did you hear Mr. Floyd speaking?
Yes, ma'am.
And then at times, were you also speaking to him?
I would want to say yes.
Okay. And anything you said that's captured on camera, that would have been what you said in that moment. Is that right? Over the course of the time of your interaction with Mr. Floyd?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, what stood out to you about what Mr. Floyd was saying when you saw him on the ground?
When he kept saying I can't breathe, and what he said, Mama, you're killing me. And you're killing me. That's right. I can't breathe, Mama, you're killing me.
He said, because we heard it. Now she's making him say what he heard, just to corroborate what we heard on the body cam footage, what we heard on every private citizen's personal footage. Now it's being brought out in court, all right? And he's telling them, and it may seem redundant, but it has to be said in court. Let the jury know, which they already fucking know, that he killed this motherfucker. All right? Let me pause right here real quick. I want to give a shout out to the Queen, Renetta Williams, from Wynn, Arkansas. She lost somebody close to her. So I asked everybody that's Mike Jones, what up, bro? I was just trying to email you. No bullshit. I was just trying to email you, let you know I'm live. Hey, can I get some prayer hands for Renetta Williams, y'all? Because she just lost somebody close in the family. Yeah. You know, she's going through some hard times right now. Williams supporter, Renetta Williams is always in the chat consistently, always supporting me. And I just want to show some love back. I appreciate, if I could get a significant amount of prayer hands, we could continue on with the show. But shout out to Renetta Williams. I appreciate you. I'm sorry to hear about your loss. My condolences to you. Babe, you want to make it through this. You're going to be good. Everything has to change. Nothing stays the same. And we have to accept them. So, from me to you, I just say, you hang in there and you be strong. Shout out to Renetta Williams. I need a little bit more prayer hands, y'all. Come on, show some love. We got somebody that's in the chat that's always supporting me. always, keeping it real and conversing with people in the chat. Show us some love, man. Send some prayer hands up there. Let me get them prayer hands, y'all, so we can continue on with the show. Come on, fill it up, fill it up.
Marketing for your business, do it fine.
Fill it up. Appreciate y'all. Show y'all love. That's all right, Karen Catanella. We see you try. Appreciate you. That's what I'm talking about. Show love, we show love back. Shout out to Renetta Williams. Sorry for your loss, Queen. All right, let's get back to the show, y'all.
I said my body shut it down.
And was it your voice somewhere in the middle of all this saying, get up and get in the car? Was that you?
Yes, ma'am.
And why were you saying that? What were you trying to do at that point?
Trying to help him.
And how did he look to you after this continued? When you said he was saying, Mama, and I can't breathe, how did he appear to be to you?
He appeared to be in and out with the phone running out of his mouth.
And you said you saw foam running out of
Yes,
his
right,
mouth?
phone out of his mouth and stuff.
Foam out his motherfucking mouth. Foam out of his motherfucking mouth. And it still wasn't an alarm to get the knee off the motherfucking neck.
Yes, right, phone out of his mouth and stuff.
And you said in and out. What do you mean by that?
Talking, like,
Okay.
I don't know how I can't really describe it, but he was.
Did you hear him talking at one point, and then did he later stop talking?
Shout out to Sheila Rain.
I asked him to let him up so he can't breathe. And even I said to him, no, I said, man, he said you can't breathe. And man, he said, well, if you keep talking, he can breathe.
Okay. Is it okay with you if I play this clip? I'm going to keep playing it if you're ready for it.
Listen to that. Me as an that would have scared me right there because I'm like, oh, I'm not trying to kill a motherfucker, especially when a motherfucker not being violent trying to kill me. You know what I'm saying? I got the conscience to know that, hey, this man, he's going through it. Maybe we don't need to be so motherfucking forceful, but not these motherfuckers, especially Derek Chauvin.
I can't do nothing. My face is gone. Please understand. Please nothing. My face is getting bad.
Alright. And you were describing, you said a hog tie, or you saw an officer maybe going to get one. Did you ever see the officers?
I just got a message from the queen, y'all. Renetta Williams from Wynn, Arkansas. She says she gives her love to all y'all that sent up the praying hands and your condolences to her loss. She definitely appreciates y'all. Shout out to Renetta Williams. We there for you, babe.
Use any kind of tie or other type of already admitted, if we could just put that up on the screen. Yes, on the church screen as well. I believe it's already admitted to this. So this is Exhibit 16.
Look at the fucking.
There is.
Hey man. See, this is what fucks me up right here. When I watch this shit, the fucking geek on the right side of your screen, ladies and gentlemen, the murderous stork bird, okay? This motherfucker is sitting here looking all astute and dignified like he's taking a fucking class. This is what I don't like. No remorse at fucking all, okay? And later we're going to see some footage of how there was no remorse after they carried George Floyd off in the ambulance. The same way he's looking now is how he was fucking looking then. This is no bullshit. You can't make this shit up. It was real fucking like Memorial fucking Day 2020. The whole fucking year 2020 for me will always be fucking memorable, okay? And if it wasn't for George, it wouldn't be as memorable, sad to say, it wouldn't be as memorable if George Floyd didn't pass away. It'd probably been a regular fucking year. The YouTube shit that I was doing probably wouldn't excel. Yeah, let's keep it the fuck real, okay? The YouTube shit that I'm into probably wouldn't excel as much if it wasn't for the passing of George fucking Floyd. Huh? If it wasn't for this motherfucker murdering George Floyd. All right? So 2020 will always be a motherfucking year for me that I can always give to you from front to back. I don't give a fuck if it's 40 years from now. Bitch, I'll come back from the dead and tell you about it. Okay? That's how memorable this shit was for me.
16, which is a video clip that there is. This is not full. It's marked 8:20:05 is the timestamp. Do you see where you were standing in this particular image? Can you just point yourself out? All right. And what do you see the officers doing from your perspective on the street?
I see Mr. Ryan at the police officer right here.
And shout outs to Mets fan for motherfucking life 420. Let's highlight that. Mets fan for life 420. And that's the reason why that motherfucking Derek Chauvin should burn. All right, I'll read that comment. He served in the USMC and he's trained on chokes like the very exact one that was going on. Every single officer who has been trained on this choke knows that once the guy is handcuffed and non-resistant, you let him on his feet. You let him on his feet. Okay? We got one right here. Trained USMC. This is the very reason why this motherfucker should die. I'm sorry. That's how they play. That's how the law play. Eye for eye, tooth for a tooth. I was never with it. I was never with capital punishment. Like, no, what did I think about it? You know, shit was happening. And it was happening more on one side than on the other side. From the perspective of where I'm from, should I say, okay? Shout out to Jason Finch, Epiphany Grace. I see you, new guru. What's going on? Yeah, from the perception that I seen it from, it's fucked up. And then boom, 2020 came in. And this shit happened. Not to mention, COVID-19 season was already on 100% full alert. Like, we was already fucked by this time. Well, I noticed not too many people at the time were wearing masks at that particular time, but I bet you they are rocking masks now. More of them are now than they was before. But let me go ahead, man. Let me play the drink,
man. Really can't see around and look like they already George going down also.
Okay, so you talked about, did you see 3 officers with Mr. Floyd?
Yes, ma'am. I see 4 all together, but 3 of them on the floor, not standing back.
And looking at this picture, can you tell which officer was which at this moment?
Which officer is Mr. Chauvin?
Okay, okay, so let's just stop right there. When you say Mr. Chauvin, can you tell where Mr. Chauvin is in this picture, or is it too difficult to see in this picture? All right, can you actually press that again if you're trying to point to Mr. Chauvin? Okay, so the officer that you've just identified with an arrow, is that the one you recognize as Mr. Chauvin? Okay. And there were two other officers you described on top of them, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
And then a fourth officer standing at the back of the truck, is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. It's okay if you would like to play just a little bit of this video. Are you ready for that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Go ahead. And this part of the video doesn't have audio, but does that show you in the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
And at some point, you just step back a little bit.
But he's so pissed off, he done walked the fuck away. He see what's going on. He talking to George Floyd saying, man, get in the truck, get in the truck. And then as he see them throwing him on the ground, now he's observing more. He's look at him. He got his hands on his hip. And you know what's going on as he got his hands on his hip, ladies and gentlemen? He's saying to himself in an old style fashion from the time where he's from, well, goddamn, they killing this motherfucker. That's what he's saying in his head. Okay? He got his hands on his hip. That's an expression like, I can't believe they killing this motherfucker right in front of me. That's what's going on.
And this
Look at him.
doesn't have audio, but does that show you in the screen?
Yes, ma'am.
And at some point, you just step back a little bit out of the frame. Is that you walking up right there?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So we're going to fast forward a little bit. But during this time, you're watching what's going on. You're just not on the frame of this video. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So moving forward to 8:21:30, we'll just play a little bit of this here. You come back into right there. Do you see yourself back?
Look at that. This is the famous murderous move.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
What do you want? I can breathe. Please, the name of I can breathe.
Look, at this time, you got 1, 2, 3, 4 motherfuckers watching. Y'all motherfucker over here in the window look like he eating though. He ain't paying attention to what the fuck's going on. You got a car that's going at least about 17 miles an hour. He's not, obviously, he ain't paying attention to what the fuck's going on. And then you got Tao watching, the knee on this motherfucker's neck. And then you got these two assisting, all right? And Tao is basically keeping these motherfuckers at bay, all right? That's his job. While he continues to kill this motherfucker, which you can also see right here.
Well, get up, get in the car, man. I will. Get up, get in the car. I can't move. I can wipe the whole car. Let's get up, get in the car. Get up, we get in the car. I can't.
This motherfucker has his hand in his pocket. The same pocket where the knee is applying pressure to this motherfucker's neck. All right? And check the foot. This is what I was telling y'all earlier. He's getting more fucking grip on that asphalt so he can get more pressure. Because see, what George is doing is he's clenching that neck, trying to keep that kneecap up off his shit. But what he's doing is applying pressure. And I can't see what's going on with the other arm. I know somebody mentioned in the chat that he was holding on to the tire. I haven't seen that as of yet. To be honest, man, I kept away from this shit as much as possible. Because once I seen this last year, I couldn't fuck with it. I just said, you know what? I'm gonna make moves to get over there. And as y'all know, my flight was canceled. Anybody new to the channel or new since that situation, it's still located on my community post. Y'all can go see how, you know, flights was canceled. I don't know what happened. They canceled my flight. But I kept away from this shit because it made me mad. But like I'm saying, George is clenching his neck trying to get that knee out. But it's sadly it's over. It's over. Chauvin already got the position. You understand what I'm saying? And the position was intentional, not intentional to restrain him and to keep him from resisting. No. Whatever. If this motherfucker was crazy, if he had a bad day that day, or if he had a motherfucking ulterior motive. No, I'm sorry, not ulterior motive. If he was holding a grudge on him, whatever it was, his intentions was to kill this motherfucker right here. That was his intentions. It was to kill him. That's what he was doing. And listen, man, this motherfucker was getting the rush off of killing this motherfucker. It was enticing for him to hear, I can't breathe. And Derek knew he had him handcuffed. So he like, oh, this. In his head, he thought this was a free one for him. This is what he wanted to do. This is the sick motherfuckers that we hired, that we put on the police for. He caught himself a nice, sweet one. That's what it was going through his head. I got one, and it's going down today. And he did it. And he did it on stage.
You can't win, man. I know you didn't have to listen. That's stupid. I'm sorry, George.
Look. He just moved the neck. He just moved the neck, ladies and gentlemen. Trying to release the pressure from the knee. Right there. Look, I guarantee you, this hand in the pocket, it's open. Okay? Because if it wasn't open, we would see a bulge. And this is key evidence of him intentionally killing this motherfucker because he was using that palm to apply more pressure on his motherfucking leg, to the knee, to the neck. This right here is all testify. If you would have touched that right now, that should have been harder than fucking Chinese arithmetic. I guarantee you. Now we got more people on the scene. We had 4 people. We had boom, 1, 2, 3. And it was another motherfucker. I don't know where he faded off to, but we got more motherfuckers then. We had 4. Now we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that looked like a motherfucker in the back, 8. And we still got the motherfucker in the window eating. He don't know what the fuck's going on. Okay? So there was more people on the fucking scene.
Clip says, your knee on his neck, that's wrong, man, something like that. Was that you?
Yes, ma'am.
And there are also, before that, some statements about you can't wait and get up and get in the car. Was that also you?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, was that what you were describing earlier? Just trying to help with him? What could you describe what you were trying to do at that point?
Basically, what I'm saying is you can't wear it because once, like I said before, once police get the cuffs on you, you can't win. So I'm trying to tell them just cooperate with it, get up, if you can get in the car, go with them.
And that's what that meant right there. See, I guarantee you that the defense was they looked at all the body cam footage and they keyed in on him saying, hey, just get in the car, because they swore that would make their evidence even more, or their evidence even more, valuable to say, hey, he was resisting. We even have a bystander telling him to get in the car. Just listen to what the man's, but that ain't mean shit. And he's explaining why he said that.
Basically, what I'm saying is you can't wear it because once, like I said before, once police get the cuffs on you, you can't win. Basically, what I'm saying is you can't wear it because once, like I said before, once police get the cuffs on you, you can't win. So I'm trying to tell them just cooperate with it, get up, if you can get in the car, go with them, you can win.
And did he say I can't to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Did you understand him to be talking to you?
Yes, ma'am.
And when you were saying, your knee on his neck, what were you concerned in that moment?
Yes, ma'am.
And why was that?
Because he's saying I can't breathe, my stomach hurt, he's saying things that maybe leave that he's in trouble.
When you say in trouble, what do you mean by that?
You don't know.
So, like I said, when he was standing there with his hands on his hip, watching that shit, and his head he was saying, I can't believe they killing this motherfucker. He just said it right there.
Maybe leave that he's in trouble.
When you say in trouble, what do you mean by that?
You don't know.
Did you stay, and I'm not going to keep playing this clip, you can take it down, but did you continue to watch what was going on?
Yes, ma'am.
And eventually did you see an ambulance come?
Yes, ma'am.
At any point in time, did you see Mr. Chauvin or any of the officers?
Shout out to MD. What's going on, bro? I ain't seen you in a while. Thanks for coming back.
Give any medical attention, help, give CPR, anything like that for Mr. Floyd?
No, ma'am.
And did you see Mr. Chauvin or any of the officers get off Mr. Floyd before the ambulance came?
No, ma'am.
And while you were watching that,
Shout outs to Christopher
did your concerns
Morick.
increase?
Appreciate that comment.
The longer it went on.
Yes, ma'am.
And why was that?
It grew because when paramedics arrived on the floor, I knew in my mind and my instinct is over from this room.
He said he knew in his mind that it was over. You know what, Mr. Chauvin? This is your ass. Right here, this man right here, he's fucked you he's fucked you 40 ways from sundown, okay? Today, he fucked you 40 ways from, you can sit there, you can jot on your yellow fucking paper all you want. You're going to pay for this shit. You're done. This is compelling testimony from a 61-year-old man, Charles McMillan, okay, from Minneapolis, minding this motherfucking business. He comes from the era of see something, say something, okay? It's embedded in him, all right? He sees something, and he happened to see 4 motherfucking cops participate in the murder of a man named George Floyd. He makes a Yui. He spins the fuck around. He parks up. just like the OG do. He stretches his neck around the corner, sees what the fuck's going on, and he stays and he watches the whole time, and he's talking real truth right now, today. This was today, ladies and gentlemen. Those I know, I'm pretty sure all y'all know. This was the day, and he gave it the fuck up straight.
After the paramedics arrived and then left the scene, did you have some additional interaction with Mr. Chauvin? And prior to today, did we show you some video clips of that interaction? And we've marked those clips as Exhibit 40 and 41, but reviewing those two clips, did they fairly and accurately show your interaction with Mr. Chauvin on May 25th that day?
Yes, you did.
Your Honor, I offer Exhibits 40 and 41.
You touched 40 and 41 I already see.
Your Honor, I asked to publish Exhibit 40, and before we press play, one of these videos, Exhibit 40, contains a composite, so a video showing you as well as Mr. Chauvin's perspective from body camera. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Let's play Exhibit 40. And is that you walking down the street?
Yes, ma'am.
Peep this. Peep this. Peep this shit right here. This is after they killed. This is after Chauvin killed him. Dig this shit.
And is that you walking down the street?
Yes, ma'am.
So for those who don't understand what old head doing now is he's being the same citizen that he was just a few minutes ago with being a nosy motherfucker as he admitted that he was, which is no fucking problem. Okay, let's make that clear. He did everything he was supposed to do. But for those who don't understand why he's as more casual than he was earlier, is because he's taking this shit in and he's observing more. And he had the balls. Shout outs to Charles McMillan. He even had the balls to make communication with Chauvin afterwards. Basically, he letting him know, I know you, because that's what he said. I know you. I talked to you 5 days ago. And they're basically saying, I know you now because you just killed the motherfucker. Look at him. He's distraught right there. He's like, what the fuck? He can't believe what he just seen. Man, he's trying to observe Chauvin now.
So that can be.
I sure like to know what was said when Tao and Chauvin got in the car. I sure like to know what the fuck was said.
Pause right there. But that can be difficult to hear. What was it that you were saying to Mr. Chauvin at that time?
I can't recall, but in my mind that I said to Mr. Chauvin, And in fact, I think it was like 5 days ago. I'm not all sure I remember what I did say to him. I think I said to him 5 days ago, I told you that they go home with your family safe, that the next person go with their family safe. But the dad got to look at you as a maggot.
Okay. And so your interaction continued with him over these two clips, is that right? Did he move his car at some point?
That clip or the other clip, yes he did.
Okay, and then did you also have another conversation with him as well?
I think so.
And eventually, did you remark about his foot on his neck or something to that effect?
I can't recall.
Okay, but if it's there, it'll be in the videos.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. And again, some of these can be difficult to hear. Can we put up exhibit 41, please?
Child, listen closely, because I was trying to pay attention to this earlier. I really couldn't hear what was going on, so I'm gonna try to see if I can hear and repeat what was said, just in case y'all didn't hear.
That's one person's opinion.
Yeah, that guy looks like he's probably on something. But I'm just saying, you know, I come in back seven, but you respect me.
Okay, so there's a voice that's heard.
That's one person's opinion. That's one person's opinion.
Yeah, that guy looks like he's probably on something. But I'm just saying, you know, I come in back seven, but you respect me.
Okay, so there's a voice that's heard. There are two voices. Which voice is yours?
The one where I told him I'm gonna respect you the end of the night. You go home with your family safe, that what's wrong. His family safe.
And whose voice is the other voice?
It's sure.
And one of the voices was saying something to the effect of, I don't respect what you did, something like that. Was that your voice or Mr. Chauvin's voice?
My voice.
Okay. And was Mr. Chauvin's voice the other voice on that?
Yes.
And what were you trying to do at that point in time when you were talking to Mr. Chauvin? Why did you feel the need to talk to Mr. Chauvin?
Because what I was watching was wrong.
And did you feel it was important to tell him that?
Yes, ma'am.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Sure.
So they sidebar. But you know, shout outs to Charles McMillan, man. He impeccable job. And you know, it wasn't no act, it was all true. Like I say, he didn't subscribe to this shit. He happened to be by minding his business and he's saying it. So, you know, he just gave up what he's seen, you know, from what he's seen from his own eyes. You know, nobody could make Derek Chauvin into a killer. Only Derek Chauvin can make himself a killer. And that's what happened. You know, he needs to burn. He intentionally killed George Floyd. I'm saying, I don't give a fuck what nobody say. Y'all can talk that shit. Oh, he was restraining him. Shout out to Renetta Williams. She's in the chat. Shout out to Renetta Williams, y'all. Wynn, Arkansas is in the building. Y'all can say, you know, not y'all, I'm saying people can say whoever is not, you know, against him not murdering George Floyd intentionally, that's bullshit. Okay? You can see it. The man had murder. He used every force. He used that technique to the fullest to kill George Floyd. Okay? Nah, he ain't take his gun and blow his head off, but he still made sure he killed him. So, it just finished. Listen, I'm going to rewind it back a little bit. This is the defense sidebar. Check this out.
For the defense to accomplish here. And I think we'll hear Eric Nelson talk about how Charles McMillan witnessed officers trying to get George Floyd into the car and what happened at that time. See, you are done.
Judge just told him he's done. They just had the sidebar and had a conversation for about, what, a minute and a half? And they decided not to fuck with it. Wow. If I was on the motherfucking jury, that right there that told me everything. They decided not even put it. That's just questionable to me. Why you don't want questioning? Why you have no questions for him? And they don't have to question people. That's true, but it just don't look right. It just don't fucking look right. Why y'all not fucking with him? Star fucking witness, at least for the day, ladies and gentlemen. Charles McMillan. Shout outs to Charles McMillan.
There's a voice that's heard. There are two voices. Which voice is yours?
The one where I told him I'm going to respect you at the end of the night. You go home to your family, say that that's what's wrong. His family say.
And whose voice is the other voice?
This show.
And one of the voices was saying something to the effect of
Wiggly Biggly, what up, bro?
Was that your voice or Mr. Chauvin's voice?
My voice.
Okay. And was Mr. Chauvin's voice the other voice on that?
Yes.
And what were you trying to do at that point in time when you were talking to Mr. Chauvin? Why did you feel the need to talk to Mr. Chauvin?
Because what I was watching was wrong.
And did you feel it was important to tell him that?
Yes, ma'am.
Nothing further, Your Honor.
Sure.
Hit the lights. Everybody about to get killed out here. Like it for everybody.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. We had Charles McMillan give damning testimony today against Derek Dickhead Chauvin. Okay? It was some real good shit. Okay? It was enough for this motherfucker to burn. And guess what? If it don't burn, man, this may be the early days of America burning. Okay? Let me just say that. This may be the beginning of America's fucking burn. Okay? Because motherfuckers not taking this shit. Motherfuckers is not taking this bullshit at all. Not fucking with it. At all. So not only did we have Charles McMillan testify today, but prior to him, we had the young man who worked in the cut food store. Okay. I ain't gonna talk about the cut food store, but it's just a shame that what transpired. It's a shame. Charles Trueseeker, what's going on? Level Eyes to see, what up? Thank you for coming in. Appreciate all y'all. But and we're not gonna speak about the store where the incident had transpired at. It's just a shame that those things happen. know, that's a shame. And, you know, even with that, you know, there's no reason for them to have killed that man. There was no reason for them to kill that man at all. Oh, a fake $20 bill. It don't add up. Let's check out. I don't even know the young guy's name. I just know that he was 18 years old at the time. He was an employee of the Cup Food store, and you know he was the one who was in reception of the fake $20 bill.
Swear or affirm testimony about the truth, the health of the truth. Better? And we have various barriers and masks set, but we would ask if you're comfortable with doing so, take your mask off for testimony. And if you can pull up a little bit to the microphone to make sure we can hear you. We're going to test that out by having you state your full name and spell each of your names.
Christopher Martin, CHRISTOPHER.
Shout outs to Christopher Martin. Okay, this man's 19 years old, and he speaks professionally. He answered the questions awesome. And you know, at first when I watched his testimony, I was going to choose him as the star witness. This is, in my opinion, is who I made the star witness. Okay, my platform, my opinion, and I chose to make Charles McMillan the star witness just because of how damning his testimony was. But this is not to take away from this young man right here, because he gave a great testimony as well. And, you know, he even felt guilty, you know, sad to say.
Martin, MARTIN. His friend. Thank you, man.
Mr. Martin, how old are you?
19.
And can you tell the jurors where you live now? You don't have to give us your address, but just generally where you live.
Wilmington, Minnesota.
Okay. And taking you back to May 25th of 2020 last year, where were you living at that time?
I was living above Cup Foods and the apartments on 38th Street, Chicago.
Okay. How long at that time had you been living there?
About 4 months.
And who did you live there with?
My mom and my sister.
So fair to say you were pretty familiar with the area of 38th in Chicago.
Yes.
And on that date, were you in school at the time?
No.
Okay. Did you go on and do some schooling after that?
No, I usually do school in the morning.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
So I went to my mentor's office, which is downtown Minneapolis, and I would do my school online, and then I would take the bus home.
And did you also have a job? Were you working at the time?
Yes, I worked at Cup Foods.
And was that full-time, part-time?
It was a full-time.
And so what kind of shifts did you pull there?
I usually work every day except for Mondays and Sundays, 3 to 8 or closed.
And so what kinds of things did you do at Cup Foods?
So I was a cashier, so I would either work in tobacco, someone would come in, or I could help, like if people wanted to buy things from the deli, and I would help them with that, or just like various snacks.
And so on May 25th of 2020, how long had you been working at Cup Foods by that day?
About 2 months.
And can you just describe for the jurors, you know, what is Cup Foods? What all can customers get there?
So there's actually a deli there, so you can order food. You can get wing combos, Italian beef sandwiches. There's groceries there, there's toiletries there, and there's tobacco products there, and also there's phone products there as well. So,
What do you mean by phone products?
so you can actually go with Metro PCS, I think. You can buy a phone, set up a plan.
Do they also, or does Cup Foods, do they have people that could like, fix and repair phones?
Yes.
So they did a lot there at Cup Foods.
Mm-hmm.
Is that yes?
Yes.
And did they promise you every time to fix that?
And so, very busy store in May of 2020.
Yes.
Get a lot of customers.
Yes.
So the part that sold tobacco, was that separated from the rest of the store somehow?
Yes. So when you first walk in, there's a door to your left. If you open that door, that's where you go in and you can get food or snacks or toiletries, as I explained. Or if you go to the right door, or kind of just straight in front of you, that's where the tobacco is.
So the tobacco part sectioned off from the rest of it?
Basically.
And so you would work both places, the tobacco area and the regular?
Yes.
Shout out to Isaac.
So going to May 25th of 2020, were you working on that day?
Yes.
And you know that's the date that the incident occurred that brings you to court today, correct?
Yes.
Was your shift through the 8th that day?
Yes. Due to close it.
So the store closed at 8?
Yes. Exactly.
That's all right. And so when you are working, well, let's look at that day. Generally, how many coworkers did you have working with you that day?
About 4 to 5 with at least one manager present.
And so let's go to approximately 7:45 p.m. You were working. Did you have a customer came into the store that you know now as Mr. Floyd?
Yes.
Did you know him before you came into the store?
I did not.
Did you ever see him before in the store?
No.
And what was it about him that sort of did you notice?
Probably just his size. I could tell that he was big, so I noticed. Other than that, I just saw him as a customer.
So you said it was his size.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And did you actually interact with him at the start?
I did have one conversation with him.
And just not what was said, but what was the conversation in general?
It was about, I asked him if he played football, or no, I asked him if he played baseball, and he said he played football.
And when you were communicating with them, could you describe to the jurors what his demeanor was like? What was his condition?
So when I asked him if he played baseball, he went on to respond to that, but it kind of took him a little long to get to what he was trying to say. So it would appear that he was high.
So you just had some signs that you thought he was under the influence of something?
Yes.
But were you able to carry on at least some conversation?
Yes.
And did you eventually sell him something?
Yes.
And that was what?
Just cigarettes.
That was later after you did this.
That was later.
Yeah.
The conversation that we had, he didn't purchase anything.
Right. But later when he purchased things from you, you were able to understand what he was buying.
Yes.
When he was in the store, let me ask you, for how long he was in the store? Was it a quick time or was he in there for a little bit?
Hey, I'm gonna pause this real quick because I'm gonna go get me a slice of cake. I just wanted to show y'all what I'm having. Today I didn't have any tea. This was, too good to have tea with. So I had me a slice of Bitch Richmond's holiday butter cake, and although it's not the holiday, this is what I had. So let's get back to the video. Let's let y'all know what I'm about to have real quick. If y'all want the recipe, send me $5 to my Cash App, and I'll give it right to y'all.
He was in there for a little bit. I think he came in to make some repairs on his phone, so he might have had to wait in line. And then,
Let me ask you this way. At Food, you're aware that there are security cameras outside, correct?
yes,
And one of those security cameras is is back at the store and faces towards the front, correct? Yes. And that will capture the employees at the counter where the cashiers are, correct? Yes. And prior to coming into court, we showed you a video, or a couple videos of the time that Mr. Floyd was in the store. Yes. And that is, well, when you saw that, did you recognize that as a fair and accurate representation of the time that he was in the store? Yes. Now, I'm going to offer Exhibit 29. Okay. 29 is received. Okay. And then, Mr. Martin, we're going to play that for you now. And there is no audio on this, correct? It's just video. Is that right? Yes. And so we're just going to sit and watch it and then I'll have some questions after the video shows, okay? Now, I'm going to pause this just for a moment right here, okay? Well, let's see if you can click forward just a few more things. Let's just keep going for a little bit. I'm going to stop it right there, please. Thank you. Now, a couple things, and just for the record, the timestamp on the video currently is 7:34:57. But Mr. Martin, you don't know if that timestamp is the actual correct time that this will be taken to. I do not. And there are ways that we can deal with that later, but you're not, well, I think you answered my question. So if you would, in this photograph, describe for the jurors kind of what we're seeing in the layout of the store. And one of the things I want to let you know is in front of you, there should be a stylus like this, okay? And if you take it and see how you can draw right on the screen? So if you would, as you're just telling the jurors kind of the layout of the store, maybe just mark the screen when you're talking about different areas of the store, okay? Okay. So when you enter here, the next door will be right here. This is where tobacco is. So that's kind of how it's closed off. And then if you take a left here, there's a door here, and then these are all snacks. This is where the deli is located, kind of like tucked off here. Right here is just kind of like my manager's space, usually where they are kind of watching see who comes in and out. And then back here, you can't really see it, but that's usually where most of the people are that can help you with your phone. And then right here in the front is just mainly where I sit all day when I work cashier. All right. And then, I think you can clear the screen in one fell swoop, right? Please. Thank you. And so when we're looking, I'm going to have you identify this individual here. George Floyd. That's Mr. Floyd who you had the conversation with? Correct. All right. And then this individual right in here, who's that? That's me. All right. And then these other three individuals are coworkers? Yes. And so is this the area, when you're cashiering that you work? Yes. Except when it's tobacco and that's okay. Yes.
The cake is real. Can you hear me eating it? It's definitely real. All right, y'all. So we got the footage. Hold on. Wait a minute. This cake is so damn good. I'm telling y'all, I do not really ask for y'all to donate for any content that I put up. I really believe the content should be free, but I do have other ways to, hook, line, and sinker you guys. This Bitch Richmond's butter cake that I'm eating is so good that it will be worth y'all wanting to send a couple of dollars for the recipe. Real rap. It's made from scratch. Y'all go and get it. But anyway, and I got some milk too, some ice cold milk. But we got this guy has a funny resemblance of the guy Malvo from the DC Sniper. I'm sorry, I have to say it. I was trying to bite my tongue, but I'm sorry. A funny resemblance of the Malvo kid from DC Sniper, was with the DC Sniper dude. But anyway, he got footage, okay? And remember, I always want to say, being high is not a crime. But being found with drugs on you, that is a fucking crime. We taking this for what it's worth, okay? This doesn't make George Floyd a bad person. He just has a problem, all right? We got a lot of people who view people who are high as, just scum of the earth and don't mean shit. Yeah, John, shout out to Mike Jones. John Lee Malvo, goddamn. Anyway, we're going to get off of that because it's not time to be joking or whatever. I'm not trying to be funny, but it's just, I had to mention it. This is footage from out the store of him being high. Let's keep it real. He's staggering back and forth and shit, forwards and backwards. He's conversating when really it isn't necessary. But hey, whatever. He ain't committing no crime. He ain't doing nothing to nobody. And they're showing how happy he is. Okay? How, from what I'm seeing, he's friendly as a motherfucker. All right? And this is right before they killed him. He's showing no kind of signs of violence or, any ill will. I don't look like he got an attitude when he's blind, want to start some shit. No. He in there trying to get his shit and get the fuck out of here. Hey, whatever happened, it doesn't constitute them killing him. Whatever happened if the 20 was fake, that doesn't even matter to me because it doesn't constitute them killing him at all. So, fuck Derek Chauvin. Once again, fuck the state of Minnesota, fuck the city of Minneapolis, because they pieces of shit too. And they know it. They gonna cut us a $27 million check before they even find the man fucking guilty. Makes me fucking wonder. What y'all cutting such a heavy check for? And y'all ain't even find a man guilty yet. I'm not even gonna get into any speculations with the family. I'm not touching that at all. I know people have been trying to touch that. Maybe they cut a deal to get that check. I don't know. I'm not even touching that. They done suffered enough. But we got footage right here that shows that prior to the man getting killed, he ain't had no problems. He had no problems at all. One more time, I'm gonna give y'all here you go. And y'all can check my community post up. That's from 4 months ago. Bitch Richmond's holiday butter cake, but it's good for any time. I'm having a couple of slices right now with some milk. All right, let's get back to the footage.
Pause and hear from another moment, please. I see there's an individual sitting here. Yes. You want to give us his name and see coworker as well? Yes. All right. And so it looks like even just in this frame, at least 4 coworkers, correct? Yes. Now, would there be a manager on duty at this time as well? Yes. And where would the manager be?
He was knocked off here in the corner of the store. So it's just like right in the corner. Usually behind the computer working, and then
This cake's so good, I damn near choked. It behoove you to get the recipe.
Pop out. Okay. All right.
Shout out to Paul Jackson.
Stop right here for a moment. Mr. Martin, to see where you are, and just for the record, we stopped at 737:28. You see where you are in the store right now?
Yes.
And what's that location?
Tobacco sections.
So that's where you're going to sell cigarettes to people?
Yes.
And other tobacco products and stuff?
Yes.
And while we're watching this, Mr. Martin, can you tell us, looks like windows on the far wall, correct?
Yes.
And what street is outside of those windows?
Maybe.
Is that actually Chicago?
Oh, Chicago, sorry. You're talking about the ones front?
Right. The one where the bus is right now.
Yes. Actually, talking about that.
Well, is that actually Chicago? Out from the sun?
Yes, sorry, Chicago.
Shout out to Isaac. So I'm gonna let this play. I'm not gonna interrupt this. We're gonna look at how George Floyd is acting in the store, and this proves that there was no reason for them to do what they did, apply that unnecessary force.
I'm going to stop you here if you could, please. And for the record, this is at 7:39:09. You see an individual that just walks into the frame, correct? This individual here?
Yes.
And again, you don't have to give us his name, but who is that?
That is the manager.
Okay. So he has come out from the manager area of the store?
Yes.
We can continue that, please. Now, if we can pause here for a moment, please. And again, for the record, this is 7:39:28. You see that Mr. Floyd has sort of walked off the street, correct?
Yes.
And so what area of the store is that where he has walked to?
Cell phone area.
And then we can get to that.
All right. Charles the Wolfie Gladly, what up, bro?
Mr. Martin, and at some point does Mr. Floyd make his way to the tobacco counter to make a purchase with you?
Yes.
So we'll see that coming up here in a minute or two.
Oh, my fault, y'all. Give me 1 second.
We hired the hotel man, so you can save a lot. 15 million to be exact.
What's that? With the coworker as well?
Yes.
All right. And so it looks like even just in this frame, at least 4 coworkers, correct?
Yes.
Now, would there be a manager on who you get this signing from?
Yes.
And where would the manager be?
He would be topped off here in the corner of the store. So it's just like right in the corner. He's behind the computer working, and then when people needed help, he would pop out. All right.
Allocation.
Tobacco section. So.
So he got the 20 in his hand.
Let me pause this right here. 7:44:36. You see now you standing at the cashier area. Seem to be speaking with Mr. Floyd, correct?
Correct.
And were you able to understand the conversation with him at that point?
Yes.
And okay, so let's keep rolling, please. Now let's stop here for the record at 7:44:49. Where are you now with Mr. Floyd?
In the tobacco section of the store.
And did you in fact sell him something there?
I did.
Do you recall what it was that you sold?
A pack of cigarettes.
You saw him reach over to your left. Is that where the cigarettes are stored?
Yes.
And so had he already told you at that point what he wanted?
Yes.
And so you didn't have any difficulty understanding what he wanted by it?
No.
And then did you complete that transaction?
Yes.
And after that, what did Mr. Floyd do?
He then went back outside to his vehicle.
All right. So we'll let this run then to its end. Now, if I freeze it here, I'm sorry, said I was going to let it run, but we saw you holding something up. Can you describe, and again for the record, this is 7:45:10, describe to the jurors what you were doing there.
I was holding up the $20 bill that I just received.
And is that something you always do, or something about this?
No, when I saw the bill, I noticed that it had a blue pigment to it, kind of how a $100 bill will have. And I found that odd, so I assumed that it was fake.
Okay. But Mr. Floyd is still there, correct?
Yes.
And you completed the transaction?
Yes.
All right. And then upon doing that, did you leave the store?
Yes.
All right, so now let's let that run, please. So after you looked at the bill, you didn't leave immediately, did you?
No.
that is the end of Exhibit 29. I believe the time there is 7:45:51. Correct? Right. Yes, but you saw that on the timestamp on there. Correct. So we could look at other videos to determine if that time is correct. That's the time you left the store on this video. Yes. All right. After you left, did you look at the bill again? I did. At the time that you were working on May 25th of 2020, what was the store policy about cashiers accepting $20 bills?
The policy was that if you took a counterfeit bill, you have to pay for it out of your money or your paycheck.
Give you incentive to be careful about what you take.
Yes.
All right. So, did you think that bill might not be legitimate?
I did.
So, what did you decide to do?
I took it anyways, and I was planning to just put it on my tab. Until I second guessed myself, and as you can see in the video, I kept examining it, and then I eventually told my manager.
All right. And when you told your manager, what happened next? What were you told to do?
He told us to go out to the vehicle and to ask him to come inside to discuss what just happened.
Now, let me pause this right here because in this case, I believe that the manager is a bitch, okay? Manager is part owner of the motherfucking store. So this guy right here reported that he think he received a, counterfeit $20 bill. And the manager told him to go outside and get George Floyd and tell him to come back in. He went out there, relayed the message, came back in and told the manager he's not coming in. The bitch ass manager told him to go back out there. So, I mean, this ain't, he can't, it's nothing that bears on the case too much, but I just wanted to point that out, that I think he's a bitch ass motherfucker for that.
When you say vehicle, what are you referring to?
The car or the SUV, I think that George Floyd was in.
How did you know that?
I could see it from where I was standing into that girl from the store.
So we know from the video that those windows we could see where that bus was, that's actually Chicago, correct?
Yes.
38th runs along the backside of that store.
Yes.
Is there a way to look then out on the 38th from the store?
Yes.
And I guess the question is, how did you know he was in that vehicle?
I watched him walk to it.
Pretty good way to know. And so you saw him go out to that vehicle after he made this purchase.
Yes.
And so your manager, what were your instructions?
Just to go out to the vehicle and ask him to come inside to talk to the manager.
And did you in fact do that?
Yes.
When you went out there, let me ask you this, how many times did you go out there?
Twice.
So let's talk about the first time that you went out there. Did you go by yourself or with some other people?
The first time I went with one other person.
And you are aware that there is a security video on the restaurant across the street, correct?
Yes.
That's the driving walk is the restaurant?
Yes.
And prior to coming to court, we showed you some security video that captured you and other employees going out to the vehicle, correct?
Yes.
And that also shows, we also use some of the footage from inside the store to show when you guys leave the store to go out there. Is that correct?
Yes.
And reviewed that video, does it all fairly?
That's the testimony from the young man who worked in the cut food store, who was in reception of the counterfeit $20 bill. He gave his testimony today. Y'all can check that out on Court TV, ABC. It's all over, man. I wanted to cover, my main objective was to cover Charles McMillan, star witness of the case. He gave damning testimony. I mean, it couldn't be no better than that. Shout out to Charles McMillan, man. Yeah, so like I said, I wasn't going to cover this case because everybody's covering it, but what I seen today, and yesterday too as well. The MMA fighter, the firefighter, and the other girl who had testified. It's all been good. Like, you can't refute nothing that they've said. Nothing. It's just been it's been impeccable. All their testimony. Like you just can't deny it. Like I said, nobody turned that man into a killer. He's always been a killer. He'd always had it in him. Okay? If you killed, then you had it in you to kill. And the way he did it, it's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. We're not standing for it. Like I said, if he don't burn, then this will be pretty soon. It'll be the early days of America's burn. Trust me on that. I can see it coming. The motherfuckers not dealing with that shit, yo. They're not dealing with it at all. It's the resistance, man. I appreciate all of y'all. Paul Jackson, MD, OG Perfect Sense, Isaac, Level Wise to See, all of y'all, Jason Finch, New Guru, Francis Alford. I appreciate y'all, man. I'm gonna be covering this just as long as it's interesting as it has been. I'm gonna be on it, and I'm gonna be highlighting certain things because this is an atrocity right here. Save the Humans, appreciate you. Truth Seeker, Sheila Rames, MD, Katrina Cantanella. I appreciate all y'all. It's not going to stop, man. If we don't do nothing about it, it's not going to stop. We're going to continue seeing this day after day after day, year after year after year. Okay? It's going to keep going down until we take a stand and not allow this to happen. This is how real it has gotten. This is how real the situation has gotten. All right? So, y'all go to sleep on that. Y'all think about, what happened within this last year. And look how it's playing out. To me, I feel as though that Charles McMillan just handed over Derek Chauvin's ass on a platter. Okay? That's how I feel. And I think that alone will send his ass to burn. And, if y'all think I'm wrong, let me hear it in the comments. I always be staying corrected. And if I'm wrong at the end and they find this motherfucker not guilty or, dismiss the charges or whatever, then I'll stand corrected on that fact. But that don't make it right. I'm going to take y'all out with one of my classics. This video was shot in Philadelphia. I believe it was a Bank of America downtown, one of them streets. Walnut, Chestnut Street. This was shot last summer. Maybe spring. Early spring. No, late spring.
Where you going? All right, you go ahead. You asked me what I was doing. These are my eyes. My second set of eyes. So it's the next one you ask us when you look. Okay, bro. Have a good job. No. Put it down. What are you doing? What's up, ladies and gentlemen? It's the reason. It's Bank of America. Step and Chestnut. Let's see if they reach back.
Hard to discover new audiences? It's time to...
Shout outs to New Guru. Have a good night.
Where you go? All right, you go ahead. Where you go? All right. Where you go? All right, you go ahead.
Mikey from South Philly.
He asked me what I was doing. These are my eyes, my second set of eyes. So it's the next one he asked for me to look. No problem, bro. Have a good job.
Shout outs to OG Perfect Sense.
People going in there and handling their business. 86 feet. Chauvin? What are you doing? There are people going in there and handling their business. 86 feet. Can you please practice social distance? You need to back away from me, please. Practice social distance. On approach, man.
Sheila Rames, this was late spring of last year.
Making phone calls.
send money?
Tell them it's the resistance. Tell them it's the resistance. It's the resistance. Just tell them it's the resistance. You don't have to give them no more information. Just tell them it's the resistance. You don't have to give them any more information.
No, it's just
Okay, so he's making false accusations, ladies and gentlemen. He's going 911 right now, saying that I'm attempting to get people's PIN numbers as it remains. I remain on the public sidewalk at all times, and he's making false accusations to the police right now that I'm trying to obtain people's PIN numbers. What's your name, sir? McDermott. McDermott, do you have a serial ID number? McDermott, do you have a serial ID number?
He won't.
Did they educate you over the phone, sir? Did you get educated yet? Are they on their way? Okay, good. I hope they'll be able to educate you. What was the reason you called the police for? Was there any crime committed, sir?
I just saw something new happening.
Sure, we're going to be right here.
All right, y'all. If y'all can hear Wolfie in the background, I was expecting him to come. I was actually meeting him on that corner, so I was already ready for meet up with Wolfie and everything. And he had came up at the end. So if y'all are wondering, that is Wolfie's voice in the background. But I'm gonna get into another one. I'm gonna take y'all out. With this one. And good night to everybody. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Here's another one from Philadelphia. I'm pretty sure y'all know about it. It's the investigation of the crab salad. This was in West Philly.
Look like that shirt about to pop on you, bro. Might want to get a bigger size. Get your crab salad, bro. Go get your crab salad. I don't gotta leave. I want a public salad. Am I the only, is this discrimination? And am I the only one that needs to back up? Why me? After you said so? All right,
So I asked them, I'm going to stop this real quick for those who don't know what's going on. To the right side of the screen, there are people that's standing there, but they're out of view of my camera. And they're telling me to back up. And they're telling me, they're only telling me to back up. But to the right of this screen, there are about 2 or 3 people standing there, which actually are closer to the investigation than I am. And they tell me to back up. So that's what was going on. That was the reason why I said to him, is this discrimination? Am I the only one to back up? And also, if y'all know, this scene right here is taken from, I put this in my intro as well.
am I the only one that needs to back up? Why me? After you said so? All right, so how many people I need to get back, sir? Okay, and I'm gonna investigate y'all like y'all investigate.
Yeah, I'm in Boston, Sheila Rames.
I did go black and crosswalk now on emergency call. It's blocking the crosswalk. There's no lights on. There's no flashes on. If any of our elderly people in the community need to cross this street, they want to be able to cross. Blocking the crosswalk. There's another one there, Nick? And saw these cars out here too. Dang.
Got you, Sheila Rames.
So was it? It's good, bro. I'm worried about the shots out here, not you. Just remember, they got your face on their cameras right now, too, though. Don't worry about me. I'm going to back there with the cameras for your safety. There's 5 cameras out here that's recording you right now. You didn't give them your permission. Remember that. You don't know me, bro. Don't be speaking my name. You don't know me. Don't say my name. Don't say my name. Make sure you keep social distance, too. Social distance, bro. Is it a loss me and my man going outside? Nah, I don't think so. Don't tell me, don't give me no directions, especially when you don't know the law. How y'all doing today? Ain't none of y'all speaking? Public service not speaking today? All right, social distance, bro. Watch your face. Social distance. This guy right here is speaking the resistance name. He don't know the resistance. He has no idea who I am. He better stop speaking to me before I ask him his name and badge. What's your name and badge, bro? What's your name? That's what you tell the judge? That's what you tell when you get subpoenaed to court. Is that what you tell the judge? It's a, oh, no problem. I'll step back. No problem. No, you don't know me, bro. You don't know me. You go back to work. There's no crime out here. You go back to work. There's no crime out here. There's no crime out here. Y'all need to go. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11, 12, 13. We got 13 officers for crab salad. Crab salad. There's some crime y'all guys need to be fighting. Huh? Y'all fighting crab salad crime, huh? This is what y'all out here for. Look at y'all. No, none of y'all got y'all lights on. No, none of y'all got emergency lights on. Y'all need a transfer. Look at this. Are you guys in the car? You in the car? You in the car right now, right? Wait a minute, what are you doing? You got a license? Say to me. You in the car right now, right? You are on the car? You're not on the car? No, you're not here to serve me. Not at all, buddy. Not at all. I was what, bro? What you said? I was what before I was? I never seen seen your face before. Probably in a pig pen I did, but not here. Not here on the street. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We got 6 officers out here who are crash out. The Chinese lady right here called the police on this man over here. Hey, hello, what's up? Is that what you call me in your official capacity? You call me bent over in your official capacity? That's unprofessional, bro. What's your name and badge? What's your name and badge? What's your name and badge? And your name? Hey, excuse me? All right, you're going to hear about that. This is called private citizen bent over. All right, get up on out of here, bro. Ain't nothing here. Get dismissed. Y'all dismissed too. Y'all can keep going. Matter of fact, Curly Chopper was calling me the resistance. You can go ahead and take lunch right now. Go get your crab salad, bro. Go get your crab salad. Go get your crab. I don't gotta leave. I'm on a public side. Am I the only? Is this discrimination? And am I the only one that needs to back up? Am I the only one that needs to back up? Why me? After you said so? All right, so people I need to get back, bro. Right now we're doing active investigation. Okay, and I'm gonna investigate y'all while y'all investigate.
Shout outs to Amy Williams.
So, you do realize this is discrimination, right? Because y'all only push me back. Y'all only push me back. I can talk.
So right there behind this brick is about 2 or 3 people standing right behind here. That's why I said, is this discrimination? Am I the only one that has to back up?
You can shut your mouth up. Feel like that shirt about to pop on you, bro. Might want to get a bigger size.
Shout outs to American Amy. I appreciate you.
Investigation. You got 2 private citizens on the scene. But y'all tell the resistance to leave, right? You right.
60th and Market. Right between.
And you said the name first. You was happy to say it.
It's right between, let me see, 60th Street and Southford Street. So it's on Market between 60th and this street right here is Southford.
2 private citizens on the scene. But y'all tell the resistance to leave, right? You right. And you said the name first. You was happy to say it. Make sure you send me some fan mail, bro. Make sure you send me some fan mail since you like to say my name so much. Man, go back to work. Shut up. Go back to work. This is my job. I keep you accountable. It is my job. I don't need that. Not from a piggy. I I keep you accountable, bro. I'm all around the country. I'm all around the country. I'm all around the country, bro. You guys are dismissed. Get back to work.
There y'all go. That was the investigation of the crab salad.
Hi.
That was crazy. You know, they came, showed up, didn't do anything, just stood around, you know, like bullies. And you see how they pulled up. They wanted something to go down. You know, luckily I was there. You know, at first, dude didn't even want me to record. He had a problem with me recording. I told him, don't worry about me. Got about 12 cameras out here recording. And that was just the body cam footage. And that's if they even turned the body cam footage on. That's if they turned the cameras on. But there was also cameras on, you know, on the street. I'm pretty sure it was a camera in the seafood store. So I had to let him know quick, bro. Listen, don't worry about my camera. Why is my camera the most important one? You know? But dang, I always go through that. Shouts to Sheila Rames. I grew up not too far from you, 52nd and 53rd in Warrington. Late 80s, mid 80s, early 90s, all the way on up to the 2000s. Tyranny and corruption in that area. Southwest Philly. It's the resistance. Y'all make sure y'all have a good night. Shout out to Paul Jackson, American Amy, Spooky Crush on Free, We the People, OG Perfect Sense. Appreciate y'all. Nah, Ice Wall Flat Earth. I'm an ex-felon. Chauvin, that's your ass. Derek Chauvin, that's your ass. Chauvin, that's your ass. Chauvin. That's your ass, Chauvin. That's your ass, Chauvin. Your ass is grass. That's your ass. Chauvin, that's your ass. Your ass is grass. Chauvin, Chauvin.
Today I'll be talking to you about how I got started